Hello and welcome to another Tech Tip. This week I want to talk to you about conducting assistive technology assessments to determine what technology needs your students might have. There are a few pieces of information that are really important to have when you start your assessment. First of all, we definitely need to keep in mind what the grade level and age of the student are. The reason for that is that older students tend to require more complex technology to meet the demands in the classroom, where younger students are just learning to use technology and may not need as much technology or technology that is as complicated. We also want to consider whether a student is primarily a visual, non-visual, or combined visual and non-visual learner to try to determine what types of technology will be the most useful. We need to know if the student has ever interacted with technology in the past, specifically assistive technology, and what that interaction looked like. Was it successful? Was the student frustrated with the technology? Did they ever receive training on the technology that they used in the past? Once we've kind of determined a baseline, we need to move on to figuring out what kinds of technology the student will actually need going forward. And in order to do that, we need to understand what the demands of the classroom are. Does the student need to be able to access electronic materials? Does the student need to be able to access information that's being displayed or presented at the front of the classroom? Are there graphics that the student needs to access, or is it mostly text? Or is it a combination of those things? And to what extent can the student be efficient with the various forms of technology that are available? We also need to understand if there's any technology that a school system is already providing versus what might be an unmet need for that student. Once we've gone to that level, then it's time to sit the student down in front of some technology and have them experiment. See what works, see what doesn't work. And I also think it's very important to make sure that someone from the school who is supporting the student in the classroom directly is present at the assessment. A lot of times what we encounter when we're doing technology assessments with students is that students don't feel comfortable to talk as much as they probably should. And sometimes we miss critical pieces of information because a student is shy, or a student's embarrassed, or because a student doesn't necessarily remember all the things that they've done before. It's really helpful to have a professional presence available to help either jog the student's memory or collaborate with the tech assessor to come up with some solutions that would be helpful inside the classroom environment. Once we complete the tech assessment, it's important to document whatever we learned, and then to make recommendations based on our findings. After the assessment, it's important to support the student as much as possible with the technology, because all the technology in the world won't make much of a difference if the student never fully understands how to utilize the tech. Thank you for joining us for another Tech Tip, and we look forward to seeing you back here soon for another one.